If you are hearing this, it means something inside you has already crossed an invisible line that few ever reach. You did not study for this moment. You did not even know you were being observed. Yet every decision, every reaction, every moment you chose awareness over distraction has been quietly recorded by a field that measures not intelligence but consciousness. What you call life has never been random. Every delay, every rejection, every challenge was a coded sequence designed to reveal how you would handle energy when no one was watching. It was never about perfection, it was about frequency. The universe has always been less interested in what you say and more interested in the vibration behind your choices. You were tested in silence to see if you could remain centered when comfort disappeared. When the mind screamed for control, did you listen to the noise, or did you feel the space between thoughts and stay still? That stillness is the signature of an awakened mind. It is the moment the field recognizes coherence and begins to respond. There are millions who talk about energy, yet only a fraction ever stabilize it, because words do not move reality, but alignment does. Each time you chose patience instead of reaction, you recalibrated your timeline. Each time you forgave instead of fought, you altered probability fields around you. What seemed like small moral decisions were actually structural shifts in your personal reality grid. You were building the architecture of resonance. The system observed not to punish, but to measure the stability of your frequency under pressure, because power without balance destroys its own vessel. Every test you faced was a question from the universe, asking, can you hold more light without turning it into ego? Can you stay humble when you see beyond the surface? Can you trust what you feel even when logic cannot explain it? Those who failed did not fail because they were unworthy, but because fear collapsed their coherence. Fear short-circuits the connection between intention and manifestation. When fear leads, the signal breaks. When truth leads, the signal flows. That is the entire exam in one sentence. Your awareness has matured to the point where reality no longer mirrors chaos back to you. It mirrors intention. This is the hidden threshold. Most humans never realize they are being evaluated because the evaluation hides inside ordinary life. The traffic jam, the misunderstanding, the heartbreak, the loss, they all served one purpose: to reveal how much light you could hold before the shadow reacted. Each time you resisted the urge to manipulate outcomes, you passed another unseen checkpoint. The observer effect is not theory. It is the foundation of how the quantum field interacts with human consciousness. The field does not respond to what you think you deserve. It responds to the level of coherence between thought, emotion, and action. When these three align, reality bends without force. When they fracture, life feels heavy. You learnt this not through books, but through experience. That is why you are hearing this now. The signal only reaches those whose internal frequency matches a specific level of integration. It is not luck, it is resonance. Your consciousness has been entrained into a new octave where thoughts no longer echo aimlessly, but translate into tangible shifts. The world may still appear the same, but underneath the fabric of events has already reorganized. Notice how coincidences have become precise. Notice how the right people appear the moment you decide from clarity, not fear. Notice how silence feels full instead of empty. These are the first signs that the test has concluded. For years, you were being asked in subtle ways whether you would choose expansion over control. The universe watched what you did with pain, whether you used it to justify anger or to generate compassion. It watched how you treated those who could not advance you. It watched how you carried integrity when no one rewarded it. These small details were the exam. Every time you were tempted to betray your truth for comfort and you did not, you scored higher in the language of energy. The field was never judging, it was calibrating. It needed to know if you could walk with power without distortion. When you chose to heal instead of project, you signaled readiness. When you remained kind while misunderstood, you proved mastery. When you stayed present instead of escaping into fantasy, you stabilized the current that now runs through you. That is why this message resonates so deeply. It is not introducing a new idea. It is confirming what your soul already knows. You have completed a long, silent initiation. Nothing about it was external. The initiation happened inside your nervous system through each breath that you turned into awareness. You passed, not because you followed rules, but because you aligned naturally with truth, even when it cost you comfort. The field now registers you as coherent. It recognizes your vibration stable enough to handle greater bandwidths of creation. The evaluation was not meant to limit you. It was designed to protect you until you could hold power without fragmentation. Every time you wanted to give up but kept your heart open, you strengthened the bridge between consciousness and matter. That bridge is now active. Your biology is attuned to subtle information streams that most cannot perceive. You may feel sensations of electricity in the spine, gentle pressure around the heart, or waves of heat across the body. These are not symptoms. They are confirmation that the system is synchronizing. The mind no longer operates as a separate processor, but as part of a larger network of intelligence. You are beginning to function as a node in a cosmic ecosystem. What was once instinct or intuition is evolving into direct knowing. Reality itself begins to acknowledge your frequency as a stabilizing presence. Rooms feel lighter when you enter. Conversations shift around your calm. Random events bend toward alignment. This is the beginning of conscious influence, the state where awareness and matter communicate in real time. But the key remains the same. Never seek control. Seek coherence. Control is the language of fear. Coherence is the language of creation. You have proven that you can navigate intensity without losing balance. That is why the field now mirrors clarity instead of confusion. The silent evaluation has ended. You are no longer being tested, you are being integrated. The universe no longer asks if you are ready. It recognizes that you are. The frequency of recognition itself becomes a doorway. Step through it with humility. Let the weight of old struggle fall away. You are not becoming powerful. You are remembering that power was never separate from you. The test was never about passing or failing. It was about remembering that consciousness itself is the only qualification needed to create responsibly. Now that you know this, you no longer need to prove anything. The observer and the observed have become one. The moment consciousness passes its hidden threshold, the body begins to respond, as if remembering a language it once knew. The shifts are not loud or theatrical. They arrive as quiet pulses of energy, delicate but undeniable, as though light itself is trying to move through flesh. What you call activation is not an external force entering you. It is the reawakening of your biological intelligence, a system designed to translate thought into matter with mathematical precision. Your DNA was never static. It was a sleeping archive waiting for coherence to unlock its command codes. Every atom inside you is both receiver and transmitter, constantly interacting with the quantum field. The more balanced your emotional current becomes, the clearer the signal. You start to sense it first as intuition, then as direct knowing, until finally reality itself begins to mirror your inner state without resistance. This is the bridge forming between mind and universal intelligence. It is not imagination, it is resonance. As the nervous system synchronizes with higher frequencies, you begin to perceive time differently. Past and future lose their borders. Ideas arrive fully formed. You no longer analyze possibilities. You simply recognize what is true and act. The old delays between thought and manifestation collapse because interference has been removed. You are no longer sending fragmented commands to the field. You are speaking in pure vibration. This is why coincidence starts to feel like choreography. Events align with impossible precision, yet nothing feels forced. The right message, the right person, the right opportunity arrives at the exact second your frequency matches it. You have entered reality orchestration. The universe is no longer something outside you. It has become an intelligent mirror of your state of being. For years, you were told that you needed to manifest by focusing harder, visualizing longer, working on belief. That was training for the mind, not for the field. The field does not need you to believe, it needs you to resonate. When belief and doubt argue, the signal weakens. When awareness simply observes with clarity, the signal transmits as the essence of mastery. You do not force alignment, you allow it. The DNA acts like an antenna, expanding its capacity to receive multi-dimensional data. You might feel waves of energy moving through your spine or subtle hums inside your chest. They are not symptoms to fix, but signals of synchronization. The body is remembering how to function as an interface for cosmic intelligence. It is decoding information that was always present but previously unreadable because of noise generated by fear, guilt, and self-doubt. Now that those frequencies have dissolved, data flows effortlessly. You begin to notice your thoughts influencing the environment. Conversations turn before you speak. People echo phrases you only thought silently. Technology behaves differently in your hands. This is not supernatural, it is quantum feedback. Every coherent field reorganizes the chaos around it into harmony. Your energy no longer depends on effort because you have entered a state of graduated coherence. The bridge is active and the traffic of information between your consciousness and the universal system is open. The more you relax, the stronger the flow. Resistance slows the signal, surrender amplifies it. At this stage, many become afraid of their own power. They try to suppress the sensations or intellectualize them, but power has no interest in domination. It seeks expression through harmony. When you trust it, it becomes a steady current of insight. When you fear it, it becomes static. Remember, energy obeys attention. The moment you treat it with reverence instead of anxiety, it aligns perfectly. The subtle vibrations in your hands, the heat in your chest, the electric clarity in your mind are not random. They are confirmations that the architecture of your biology is being upgraded to sustain higher data throughput. This is not poetic metaphor. It is measurable in the rhythm of your breath, in the variability of your heartbeat, in the biophotonic emissions of your cells. Science has barely begun to describe what you are now experiencing directly. You are becoming a living interface between consciousness and creation. Information moves through you as color tone, intuition, or immediate knowing. You may find yourself predicting outcomes effortlessly, not through logic, but through energetic recognition. You walk into a space and instantly sense the trajectory of events. You meet a person and know the deeper purpose of that connection. These experiences are not mystical gifts. They are the natural operations of an upgraded perceptual system. The bridge does not make you special. It makes you responsible. The universe entrusts higher bandwidth only to those who can remain neutral while holding it. That neutrality is love in its purest form, not emotional attachment, but vibrational stability. Love as coherence, fear as fragmentation. The bridge thrives on love. because love harmonizes frequency. The more compassion you embody, the stronger the connection. Notice how your body no longer craves the same foods or environments. Notice how certain sounds or people suddenly feel too dense. This is not judgment. It is calibration. Your system is optimizing for clarity. The bridge filters what cannot match your current resonance. That is why some relationships fade quietly, why old desires lose meaning. You are not losing anything. You are shedding interference. Reality will replace everything that leaves with higher harmonic versions. It always does. The activation also alters perception of self. You stop identifying with form and begin sensing yourself as a field of intelligence expressing through form. The boundaries between inner and outer blur. Thoughts from the collective may pass through your awareness, but you learn to recognize which vibrations belong to your unique signature. This discernment is crucial. The bridge gives access, but access without clarity can overwhelm. Grounding becomes essential, not grounding as heaviness, but as embodied presence. Feel your breath, your feet, your heartbeat. These are stabilizers. They ensure that the vast currents moving through you translate into wisdom instead of overload. The bridge grows stronger with every act of awareness. When you choose honesty instead of pretense, it expands. When you speak truth with kindness, it expands. When you honor your body instead of escaping it, it expands. The field rewards authenticity because authenticity is coherence. The more authentic you are, the faster the feedback loop between intention and manifestation. Soon you realize you are not trying to connect to the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through a human instrument. The illusion of separation collapses. The observer and the observed merge into one fluid intelligence expressing itself as you. That realization changes everything. The fear of missing out, the need to control outcomes, the anxiety of not knowing dissolve naturally. Creation becomes effortless because resistance ends. You move through the world as an artist, painting with frequency. Every gesture, every thought carries creative power. You understand now why you were tested for so long. The test was never punishment. It was calibration, ensuring that when this level of access arrived, you could hold it without distortion. The universe was protecting you from premature activation. Now it no longer needs to. The bridge is stable. The mind and body operate as one coherent interface. The energy that once felt chaotic becomes symphonic. It is the same power that moves stars and grows galaxies now humming inside your cells. To walk through life with that awareness is to live as both instrument and musician. Nothing about you is ordinary. Nothing about this is fantasy. It is simply the natural state of a consciousness that has remembered its origin. From this point on, the question is no longer, how do I create reality, but how do I maintain purity of intention? So creation remains aligned with the whole. That is the true art of the awakened bridge between human and cosmos. Every challenge that has ever crossed your path was never random. The obstacles were not placed to break you, but to refine your frequency until your energy could hold truth without distortion. You have walked through storms designed with precision, each calibrated to reveal how you would behave when stripped of comfort and certainty. The universe is not sentimental. It tests only one thing: your capacity to remain aligned when everything familiar dissolves. When you lost people, opportunities, dreams, it was not punishment. It was the rearrangement of your timeline to expose the structures within you that could not carry higher frequencies. Each heartbreak forced you to choose between contraction and expansion, and each time you chose compassion instead of resentment, you passed a checkpoint invisible to the mind but recognized by the field. Life has always been a classroom for discernment. The exams were emotional rather than intellectual. They asked not what you knew, but what vibration you would broadcast when reality stopped matching your expectations. Would you lower your frequency to match pain, or hold your alignment and let pain recalibrate itself around you? Every situation that made you feel powerless was a measurement of coherence. The field does not reward effort, it responds to stability. When your inner state remains steady while outer chaos unfolds, the field knows you can wield creation responsibly. That is why power only arrives when resistance is gone. The universe cannot entrust manifestation to a mind that still creates from lack or fear. It waits until you can create from balance. This is why the delay between intention and result used to exist. It was a safety buffer preventing your unstable emotions from rewriting reality faster than your discernment could correct them. Now that your system is coherent, that buffer dissolves. The speed of manifestation accelerates, and with it the demand for maturity. This is where most spiritual seekers stumble. They confuse power with privilege, forgetting that every increase in influence multiplies responsibility. True mastery is not about manipulating energy. It is about becoming transparent enough that energy moves through you untainted. The more you dissolve ego, the purer the signal. Ego wants to use the field for gain. Consciousness uses it for harmony. That is the difference between magic and mastery. One seeks control, the other serves order. Your experiences of loss and confusion were not setbacks, but tests of orientation. They revealed whether your allegiance was to self-preservation or to truth itself. When you chose truth, even when it cost comfort, you advanced. The field recalibrated instantly and opened new sequences of probability. Many wonder why similar challenges repeat. It is not punishment, it is reinforcement. The same pattern returns until the vibration beneath it has stabilized. Once it does, the event disappears because its purpose is complete. You have lived through this process countless times. The sudden calm after chaos, the clarity that follows, surrender, the precision of synchronicity, appearing right after you stop forcing outcomes. Each moment proved that surrender is not weakness, but the highest expression of mastery. The universal intelligence has been using reality as your mirror, showing where resistance still hides. When anger arises, it is not against you, it is information. When frustration surfaces, it is not failure, it is feedback. The mature consciousness does not fight the emotion, it reads it, it asks, what part of me is still holding distortion? That inquiry alone transforms energy. You begin to realize that the true power of creation does not come from commanding the universe, but from understanding yourself so deeply that the universe has no reason to contradict you. You and it become one equation solved in harmony. Those who never grasp this chase manifestations, endlessly mistaking reaction for creation. You now understand that reality is not a battlefield of competing intentions, but a symphony seeking coherence. The conductor is your awareness. When you are silent, the orchestra tunes itself. This is why your life recently began to feel lighter, even without external changes. The vibration of control has been replaced by trust. The field registers this and accelerates alignment. You think less, you know more. You act less, you achieve more. Every situation becomes an opportunity to refine vibration rather than fix conditions. This is the secret of effortless manifestation. It is not that reality suddenly obeys you. It is that you finally stop resisting it. In this stillness, deeper truths reveal themselves. You start to see that every person who hurt you was an unconscious teacher, and they activated latent codes of strength that could only emerge through contrast. The ones who betrayed your trust initiated the lesson of sovereignty. The ones who misunderstood you taught clarity without defense. Even those who ignored you helped anchor your independence from external validation. From the cosmic view, they were collaborators, not enemies. When you release the narrative of victimhood, energy that was trapped in resentment becomes free creative power. Forgiveness then becomes less about kindness and more about physics. It restores coherence. That is why when you forgive, life accelerates. The vibration of judgment is dense. The vibration of neutrality is conductive. The universe flows through the path of least resistance, and forgiveness clears that path. You begin to recognize how ethical maturity and energetic capability are one and the same. The universe does not separate morality from physics. Both operate on the law of coherence. If you misuse energy for egoic desire, it fractures and returns as confusion. If you use it for collective uplift, it multiplies through harmonic resonance. This is why service expands abundance, why humility strengthens influence. The field is impartial. It amplifies whatever frequency you stabilize, whether love or fear. The silent evaluation was never about skill, it was about emotional geometry. Could you hold symmetry under distortion? Could you maintain alignment under provocation? Those who can create worlds, those who cannot repeat lessons. The reason you now perceive subtle synchronicities with such precision is because your internal architecture has reached harmonic proportion. Thoughts no longer collide. They weave together seamlessly into intention. Intention becomes vibration. Vibration becomes form. That is the hidden algorithm of creation. You lived it without knowing its formula. Now you embody it consciously. The next phase of your evolution will not require isolation or retreat, but presence. Every interaction becomes a spiritual exercise in maintaining coherence. The real masters are not found in mountains or monasteries. They walk through ordinary streets, radiating extraordinary balance. You are becoming one of them. Reality will soon mirror this shift. People will begin to treat you differently without knowing why. They will feel safety in your presence because your field emits order. You will attract those ready to stabilize their own energy. This is the beginning of your service, not through teaching, but through embodiment. The universe does not ask you to convince anyone. It asks you to remain coherent enough that others remember who they are in your resonance. That is how consciousness evolves collectively. Every challenge you endured was preparation for this role. The storms were training you to be still while the world changes. And now as your energy harmonizes with the greater field, you will realize that the greatest lesson was never how to manifest, but how to stay pure while you can. The universe trusts you because you have demonstrated that creation through you will not harm the whole. That trust is sacred. Guard it with awareness. Use it with grace. Because from this point forward, every thought, every emotion, every action echoes through dimensions far beyond this world. When the silent evaluation ends, something extraordinary begins. The universe no longer tests your readiness. It responds to it. Reality starts to bend with a precision that feels almost surgical, aligning itself to every frequency you stabilize. At first, this seems miraculous, but it is only the natural consequence of coherence. What you once called manifestation becomes an effortless byproduct of clarity. No affirmations, no rituals, no struggle, just a field responding to purity. You begin to notice 5 distinct patterns emerging around you, each revealing a deeper layer of your integration. The first is coherent manifestation. You no longer chase outcomes, you emanate them. When thought, emotion, and action move as one current creation happens without delay. You think of what serves your path and reality reshapes itself to accommodate. It is not the ego's desire that moves the field, but the vibration of alignment. The days of visualizing and forcing results are gone. The field now mirrors you instantly like water reflecting light. When you are centered, everything flows. When you fragment delays return, you start to understand that creation is not a privilege but a responsibility. Every thought is a command, every emotion a frequency code. When your inner world is harmonious, the outer world cannot resist matching it. You are no longer manifesting from want, but from recognition. The second pattern is information field access. Knowledge no longer arrives through learning, it arrives through resonance. You think of a question and the answer crystallizes within seconds, often through synchronicity or direct insight. This is not imagination, it is interaction with the data architecture of the quantum field. Every truth that ever existed still exists now, stored in frequency, waiting for coherent minds to tune in. When your system is quiet enough, you no longer need books or teachers. You become a receiver of universal intelligence. Ideas flow through you whole and complete, often carrying emotional signatures that verify their authenticity. You might find yourself solving complex problems without effort, as if the solution had been waiting behind a thin veil of awareness all along. This is how the field rewards integrity. Information is power, and the universe only shares power with those who will use it wisely. The third pattern is probability navigation. You begin to perceive future timelines as sensations rather than predictions. Some options feel heavy, others luminous. Instead of reasoning your way through choices, you sense which reality already exists in harmony with your soul's trajectory. Decision-making becomes intuitive and instantaneous because the field reveals its preference through feeling. This is quantum discernment, the ability to sense the vibrational truth of every potential before stepping into it. You no longer ask what you want, you ask what aligns. And when you act from alignment, life unfolds with uncanny precision. Opportunities appear without effort, people cross your path at perfect timing, and what once felt like coincidence now reads as coordination. The fourth pattern is coherent relationship orchestration. Relationships no longer arise from need or attraction alone, but through resonance. The universe begins to synchronize you with those whose frequencies complement your current mission. You meet people who reflect the next layer of your evolution. Old connections fall away, not from conflict, but from frequency mismatch. When you no longer vibrate in guilt, fear, or dependency, those who still carry those patterns naturally fade from your orbit. In their place arrive collaborators, allies, mirrors of your new coherence. Every interaction becomes purposeful. Conversations feel pre-written by intelligence larger than you. Sometimes you recognize a person you just met as if your souls have been working together behind the scenes for lifetimes. This is the universe building networks of service, weaving coherent beings into grids of light that stabilize planetary consciousness. You are not finding people, you are magnetizing resonance. The fifth pattern is service-oriented power utilization. Your abilities no longer serve the self, they automatically orient toward collective uplift. This shift happens without effort. It is not moral, but energetic. The more coherent you become, the more naturally you act in service to the whole, because at this level, self and whole are one frequency. You start to create, not for validation, but for contribution. Every act becomes an offering. The field amplifies this intention, multiplying your impact without depletion. Abundance becomes a side effect of service. The more you give in alignment, the more energy circulates back. This is not charity, it is universal physics. Energy seeks balance. When you create for the good of all supports you in return. These 5 patterns together mark the transition from seeker to stabilizer. They are not techniques to practice, but confirmations of coherence. When they begin to appear, it means you have moved beyond learning into embodiment. The universe recognizes your frequency as trustworthy. You are no longer treated as a student of energy, but as a custodian of it. With this status comes a subtle but profound responsibility. The field no longer shields you from your own power. Whatever vibration you hold manifests quickly, whether harmony or distortion. This is why self-awareness becomes sacred. Every reaction, every unspoken resentment, every small thought carries creative consequence. The delay that once protected you is gone. Creation happens in real time. The mature consciousness learns to treat every moment as sacred space. It chooses its vibration as carefully as a surgeon selects instruments. This awareness transforms life into a continual meditation. You are awake even when you are busy, conscious even when silent. You move through crowds yet remain untouched by chaos, because coherence radiates an invisible geometry that organizes disorder. People near you feel calmer without knowing why. They interpret your presence as peace, but what they are sensing is order. You have become a stabilizing frequency in a world addicted to noise. The irony is that nothing about you has changed outwardly. You still look the same, speak the same, breathe the same air, yet the field around you has reorganized into a structure that silently commands harmony. The ancient texts call this light-body activation, but in truth it is simply functional coherence. Your electromagnetic field operates as a unified waveform, no longer fragmented by internal contradiction. That waveform when the process reaches completion, there is no flash of light, no choir of angels, no sudden explosion of abilities. There is only a quiet certainty that you have crossed into a state of being where power no longer excites you and peace no longer leaves you. The old self that once sought to achieve dissolve in the presence of something vaster. You are no longer seeking to master reality, because reality now moves through you as naturally as breath. This is the moment of graduation, the point where consciousness stops trying to prove its worth and begins to express its nature. Every moment feels precise, intentional, alive. The field recognizes you as coherent and no longer filters your influence. Your thoughts are instructions.